Hello. I think I know everybody here. And I want to say hello and welcome everybody. Thank you so much for being here. We're doing some story time to celebrate Yom Ha'atzmaut. My name is Brian Rolnick Fox. Please tip your waitstaff. That's a joke just for Adam. Okay, and with that, I'm going to share my screen and kick off our first book. Actually, before I do that, I want to say something about Yom Ha'atzmaut. Yom Ha'atzmaut, as you know, is the day that we celebrate Israel's independence. It's the day that the modern state of Israel was created. Israel's been around for thousands of years, but the modern state has only been around for 73 years. But that's younger than some of your grandparents. So, or could be possibly. So the first book, has anyone here read the book Engineer Ari and the Rosh Hashanah Ride? If you did, put your thumb up right up to the screen. I've got one, I got two, possibly three. Okay, so for this next book, keep your ears open. You may actually remember a connection to Engineer Ari in this first book. Okay, I'm going to share my screen and kick off our first book. Here we go. Give me a second. Uh-oh. I forgot to rewind all the way to the beginning. Give me a second. Okay, Engineer Ariel and the Israel Independence Day Surprise by Deborah Bowden Cohen and illustrations by Yael Kimi Orel. Can everybody hear me? If you can hear me, give me a thumbs up. Can you hear me? Okay, great, awesome. All right, here we go. All right. Engineer Ariel hurried. All right, hold on one second. I'm having some difficulties. Okay. Engineer Ariel hurried to put on her train conductor's uniform. Then she grabbed a rolled up poster and danced toward the apartment door. Mid-pirouette, Ariel heard her brother Ezra laugh. You certainly are happy today. Of course I am, said Ariel. It's Israel's birthday, Yom Ha'atzmaut. It's too bad that we both have to work today while everybody else has a holiday, said Ezra. We won't even get to see each other. Not true, Ariel reminded him. I'll see you, even if you don't see me. Everybody in Israel will see you today. I suppose you're right, chuckled Ezra. Ariel looked at her watch. Oops, I've got to go. Ariel jumped onto her scooter, tucking her poster behind her seat. She zoomed off, weaving through Jerusalem's traffic. Beep, beep. She passed the old train station. Trains no longer stop at the old station. Now cafes filled the space. And as a little side note, I've been to that train station with my family, and it's filled with cafes and shops, and they do concerts there. It's a lot of fun. And they took an old train station and made it into this new modern place. Anyway, back to the story. Ariel thought of her great-great-grandfather, Engineer Ari. Remember I mentioned that earlier? Engineer Ari, who drove the first train from Tel Aviv to Jerusalem into that very station over 100 years ago. Ariel was named after him. Great-great-grandpa Ari, whispered Ariel. I'm a train engineer just like you. Ariel rode her scooter up a hill and down into a valley. She passed falafel stands, vegetable markets, and playgrounds. Beep, beep, zoom, zoom. At Jerusalem's new light rail train station, she waved to the guard and parked her scooter. Before every shift, Ariel inspected her sleek, beautiful train. But today, she had a special task. Carrying the poster, she carefully climbed a ladder and taped the poster to the roof of the train. You can see the guy in the background there with his sunglasses and looking at her going, what is she doing? And if you remember from Engineer Ari, that book was like a very old train. This is a very new, sleek, modern train, right? In her conductor's seat, Ariel sat in front of her controls. Lickety split, she started the train and pulled out of the station. The train hummed through Jerusalem, picking up passengers and dropping them off. Ring, ring, buzz, buzz. Doors opened, doors closed. Hum, hum. The train stopped at the old city. An automated voice announced, Damascus Gate. Ariel saw her friend Sarah getting off the train. Yom Ha'atzmaut Sameach. Sarah, where are you headed? I'm going to the Kotel, said Sarah. Every Independence Day, I go to the Western Wall. I put a note into the wall praying for peace in Israel. How will you celebrate today, Ariel? I'm going to celebrate with my brother. We'll all celebrate with him. What do you mean? Asked Sarah. But before Ariel could answer, Sarah waved goodbye and was swept up in the crowd, leaving the train. Now, guys and gals, I just want to point this out. Ariel keeps saying everyone's going to celebrate with her brother. Now, don't give away the answer, but think to yourself, how is it possible that everyone is going to celebrate with her brother Ezra? Keep that in your bonnet for a little bit. Think on that. Buzz, buzz, the doors closed. Hum, hum, the train started up a small hill. Ariel stopped the train at a large market. The automated voice announced, Machane Yehuda. Ariel saw her friend Etan. Ah, Ariel, said Etan. I thought my wife had bought food for our Yom Ha'atzmaut barbecue, but she thought I bought it. So here I am at the shuk, the market. Are you going to a picnic or a barbecue after work to celebrate the holiday? I'll see my brother Ezra later, said Ariel, and I'll celebrate with him. We'll all celebrate with him. All Israel celebrates together, doesn't it? said Etan. One mishpacha, one family. Buzz, buzz, the doors closed. Hum, hum, the train continued on. Ariel pulled into the train stop at the central bus station. From here, people could go anywhere in Israel. And if you've ever been to the central bus station, it's very hectic, very busy. There's lots of different buses. There's lots of different people running around. It's a lot of fun. Anyway, back to the story. Ariel saw two of her friends getting off the train with backpacks. Jesse, Benny, where are you headed? Tel Aviv, said Benny. I'm going to visit Independence Hall, where David Ben-Gurion declared Israel a country in 1948. I just want to go to the beach, laughed Benny. Come on with us, Ariel. I can't, said Ariel. I have a train to drive. Besides, I'll see my brother later and celebrate with him. We'll all celebrate with him. Well, bring your brother to Tel Aviv, called Benny. He is already going to Tel Aviv, laughed Ariel. And Haifa, and Tiberias, and Beersheba, and Eilat. Again, don't spoil it if you know it, but if you're not sure, think about it. How is it possible that he's going to be all over Israel all at once? Is he a ghost? I don't know. Let's find out. Buzz, buzz. The doors closed. Hum, hum. The train continued on over a magnificent bridge built to look like King David's harp. Ariel heard rumbling in the air. The moment had arrived. A group of Israeli Air Force planes roared across the horizon. The planes twirled, pranced, and pirouetted against the blue sky, leaving a white trail that spelled Israel. Can you see that, everybody? They spelled out Israel in the sky with the airplane smoke. Ariel stopped the train and spoke into the microphone. Yom Ha'atzmaut Sameach, my friends. My brother Ezra is flying the lead plane. I taped a sign to the train's roof for him to see. Let's go outside and celebrate with him. People eagerly scrambled off the train and onto the bridge. Ariel held her breath as Ezra's plane roared in the sky. Then Ezra dipped low toward the train bridge. He waved from the cockpit. And as you can see it, the big poster she put on the top of the whole train, it says, Yom Ha'atzmaut Sameach Ezra. That's her brother. Ariel and the passengers cheered, Yom Ha'atzmaut Sameach. Happy Independence Day, Israel. So in one way, you could say that Ariel in some ways was better than Ezra because she put up a sign to celebrate. Better than Ezra. That joke brought to you by me for the adults in the room. All right, well, that's our story about Israel Independence Day with Engineer Ariel. Let's keep going to our next book. All right, here we go. Can you guys still see my screen? Can everyone see my screen? Give me a thumbs up if you can see my screen. Yeah? No? Yes? Okay, good. All right, here we go. Next book. This book is, oops. Give me 1 second. This book is not directly about Yom Ha'atzmaut, but it's more about the people of Israel and what they have in common and how they can be thoughtful and kind to each other. So this book is called Yafa and Fatima. It's adapted by Fazia Gilani Williams and illustrated by Chiara Fidela. It's called Yafa and Fatima, Shalom Salam. In a beautiful land called the Land of Milk and Honey, there lived two women, one named Yafa and the other named Fatima. Yafa and Fatima each owned a beautiful date grove. During the week, they both worked very hard gathering their dates. On most days, Yafa and Fatima sold all their dates at the market and were able to buy plenty of tasty food to eat, which they often shared. Yafa loved Fatima's shawarma, and Fatima loved Yafa's schnitzel. If you've had shawarma at any point in your life, give a thumbs up. Give a thumbs up. Some people have. They've tried the shawarma. Okay. Now I want to say, do you like shawarma or do you not like shawarma? What do you think? We got some kacha. Not so much, maybe. I love shawarma. All right. And if you've had schnitzel before, put your thumb up if you've had it. You've tried it. Some people have. And again, if you have, do you like it or do you not like it? We're getting some thumbs up for the schnitzel. And some people said, no, thank you. I don't like the schnitzel. Okay. All right. Very good. All right. Well, they loved each other's shawarma and schnitzel. We're going to keep going with the story here. Yafa prayed in the synagogue and Fatima prayed in the mosque. They both loved God and they both loved to follow God's way, right? Which is helping people, right? They're each helping people in their own way. Yafa would read from her siddur in the morning. Fatima would read from the Quran in the morning. Yafa fasted on Yom Kippur. Fatima fasted during Ramadan. Fatima celebrated Eid. Yafa celebrated Passover. When Yafa saw Fatima, she would wave and call Shalom, peace. When Fatima saw Yafa, she would wave and call Salam, peace, right? Shalom and Salam. One is Hebrew, one is Arabic. They both mean peace, also mean hello and goodbye. One year, after there was very little rain, Fatima and Yafa had very few dates to eat or to sell in the market. Yafa lay awake at night. She was worried. Maybe Fatima is hungry, thought Yafa. Fatima lay awake at night. She was worried. Perhaps Yafa didn't have enough to eat today, thought Fatima. Fatima placed a basket of dates on her donkey. Then she took them to Yafa's house. She poured the dates into a basket on Yafa's porch. Meanwhile, Yafa collected a basket of dates, placed it on her donkey, and carried it to Fatima's house. She poured the dates into a basket of Fatima's porch. They each quietly made their way back home feeling happy. In the morning, when Yafa walked onto her porch, to her great surprise, she saw a basket full of dates. Goodness, I have so many dates. I will take more to Fatima tonight. Meanwhile, Fatima walked onto her porch and was just as surprised. Goodness, I have some more dates than I thought. I will take some to Yafa tonight. Now, I'm going to pause here in the story just for a minute to say, I forgot to ask, has anybody here had a date before? Give your thumbs up if you've ever had a date, if you tried it, right? Some people have, right? And dates are kind of like, they're like a fruity nut kind of thing. It's like a fruit, but they're dried up. They're sticky and sweet if you haven't had them. So if you like a date, if you tried it and you like it, give a thumbs up. If you don't, you can give a thumbs down. I see Becky Rubenstein saying, no way, Jose. So some people like them, some people don't. I love them. They're sweet and sticky. They're very tasty. And you can see there in the drawing that they're small and that she can hold several in her hand. Yum, yummy, yummy dates. Okay. That night, both Yafa and Fatima loaded their donkeys with dates and set off for each other's homes. They met just where their fields came together. Fatima looked at Yafa. Yafa looked at Fatima. The two friends hugged each other and laughed. Shalom, said Yafa. Salam, said Fatima. Thank you for thinking of me, said Yafa. Thank you for thinking of me too, said Fatima. Together they returned to Yafa's house to share a meal of dates and tea. I think this is a beautiful story about the different types of people in Israel and how we can have a lot in common and we can get along and we can care for one another. All right, I'm gonna go to my last story. This is one of my favorite stories. Can you see my screen, everybody? Once again, I didn't back it all the way up to the beginning. I apologize. I'm getting a quick preview of the story. This is one of my favorite stories. I've been reading the story with my kids for many years. It's called Shmulik Paints the Town. Hopefully it's one of your favorites too. Let's take a look. We got some applause. That's good. Okay. Shmulik Paints the Town by Lisa Rose, illustrated by Catalina Ashvari, excuse me. All right. On Monday, the mayor visits Shmulik the painter. Soon, it will be Yom Ha'atzmaut, and we will celebrate Israel's independence. Can you paint us a mural on the wall and decorate the park around it? Said the mayor. Certainly, said Shmulik. And as you can see, there's the mayor, there's Shmulik in his painter's coat, and you see on the rug his dog named Ezra. Another Ezra. We had an Ezra before, and then we have a dog named Ezra. Everyone from the town will be there, said the mayor as he went on. There will be awards and speeches. There will be music and dancing. There will be flags and fireworks. Wonderful. I can't wait to get started, said Shmulik. On Tuesday, Shmulik and his dog Ezra walked to the mural wall. I can't think of anything to paint, Ezra, so today I'll just look up at the sky and be inspired by the puffy cloud shapes. I'll paint tomorrow, Ezra. Now, I think you guys can all see what's happening already. Ezra's not waiting around. He's jumping in. He's getting in the mix. He's painting a trash can. On Wednesday, Shmulik and Ezra walked to the mural wall. I can't think of anything to paint, Ezra, said Shmulik. I'll just walk around the park and get inspired by the lovely trees. I'll paint tomorrow, Ezra. Well, meanwhile, Ezra's already done the gazebo, that structure there, little platform with a roof on it. It's called the gazebo. He did the whole thing in reds and blues and yellows. It's beautiful. On Thursday, Shmulik and Ezra walked to the mural wall. I still can't think of anything to paint, Ezra, said Shmulik, but I know it will come to me. Meanwhile, I'll feed this hungry kitten and get inspired by her soft purrs. I think the mural can wait till tomorrow, Ezra. And as you can see, once again, Ezra's not waiting around. He's filled with inspiration. He's going to work. He's doing it. He's painting the bench. The bench even has a wet paint sign, and Ezra's looking at Shmulik like, what are you doing, buddy? You're going to wreck my whole bench, and the cat's going to get paint on it. On Friday, Shmulik and Ezra walked to the mural wall. I still can't think of anything to paint, Ezra. I'm getting a little worried, and I'm hungry. I'll go to the bakery and buy my challah for Shabbat. And so he did. I'll think about what to paint over Shabbat, said Shmulik, and when he came back from the bakery. But meanwhile, of course, Ezra is painting a slide. He's getting things done. The next day was Shabbat. Shmulik rested. Even Ezra rested. On Sunday, Shmulik cried, what am I going to do, Ezra? Everyone wants to see that wall filled with beautiful artwork, but I still don't know what I'm going to paint. All this thinking is making me tired, Ezra. I'll take a short nap and maybe my dreams will help. You look closely. Ezra's got all kinds of ideas about painting in his mind, and the cat's looking at him like, what? And Shmulik is fast asleep. Ezra goes to town on the mural. Look at him. He's painting it. He's got lots of ideas. Shmulik woke up and rubbed his eyes. Wow, am I dreaming? These are masterpieces. Did I paint these in my sleep? Was I finally inspired by my dreams? I must be very talented. But then he noticed something. I think you can tell what he noticed, guys and gals. Look at this, little footprints that follow Ezra, right? There's Ezra's tush and his tail's wagging. Oh my, I can't believe it. Was it you, Ezra? Asked Shmulek. Roof, barked Ezra. Soon people began gathering for the Yom Ha'atzmaut celebration. Everyone was amazed by the paintings all over the park. Look at that. Look at those paintings. Look at the big mural, the gazebo, the slide, swings. This art is the most beautiful art our town has ever had, exclaimed the mayor. Toda Rabah, thank you so much, Shmulek. But it wasn't me, it was my dog, said Shmulek. Nonsense, laughed the mayor. Everybody knows dogs can't paint. Ezra knows. Ezra knows. Well, I guess my question is, who did you like more? Did you like Ezra the dog more, or did you like Ezra the airline pilot more? Which Ezra was better? Better than Ezra? Which Ezra was better than Ezra? Again, I'm just going with that joke for the adults in the room. Thank you very much.
I said the doogie.
Okay, Jonah says the doogie. Anybody else want to shout out they like the dog or the pilot better?
The dog.
We'll get another dog popping up.
Dog. I don't know.
Yeah. Okay. Well, thank you so much, everyone, for joining us for story time. I hope you enjoyed the stories about Yom Ha'atzmaut, stories about the people of Israel, and you know that the next event is at 10:30, just in about 3 minutes, called Nailed It, where you get to decorate cakes or cupcakes or whatever you have at home to celebrate Yom Ha'atzmaut. And then later today at 4 o'clock, there's a concert, and it's going to be awesome. So we hope you join us for both of those events, one at 10:30 tomorrow, or 10:30 just in like 2 minutes, and later today at 4 o'clock. And for the adults in the room, if you want to join us at noon, there's a special ceremony at noon where you're going to hear from Mo Lewis, a local Akronite who's from Israel, who spent time in the IDF, Israel Defense Forces, and also from Shai Rubenstein, our virtual shliach, who's going to give us a tour of a special place in Israel, and lots of other stuff too. So that's at noon. The kids can join us, but it's more focused on adults. It's not going to be as engaging as this, hopefully this was. Aaron, is there anything else you want to say before we sign off?
No, other than thank you very much, and look forward to seeing you all at Nailed It.
Goodbye.
As Mary says, goodbye.
Lihitraot. Adios.
Get your buttercream.
Shalom. Salam.
Thank you.